So, greetings. Today's practice is in honor of the Cancer full moon, which is today. So, you might think the moon is a load of gobbledygook, but it's a nice little focus for us because Cancer is all about nourishing ourselves, looking after ourselves. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that it is in this kind of deep, cold time of winter that the emphasis of Cancer is to be rooted, to be grounded, to be at home, and to look after ourselves. So even if you think the moon doesn't affect us at all, they are really, really good qualities to bring into today's practice. So just a couple of props, if you have them, as always, perhaps a couple of bricks, soup cans, whatever it is that you have that might just help you through some of the poses, but it never, of course, matters if you don't have them. So we are going to begin lying on our backs. So the sign of Cancer also governs our chest, our stomach. So thinking about those two. So as we lie down, let's just take that symbol of self-care by taking our hand to our heart. And as it governs the stomach, let's take another hand to the stomach. And as you perhaps let your knees knock together, maybe they're up towards the sky, just take a consciously deep breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out, just open your mouth and sigh everything away. And one of the ways we can care for ourselves in yoga is not to force our bodies into unnecessary shapes, but simply to check in and tune in. So using this next breath in as a way to gather yourself back to center, back home. And as you breathe out, relax, release, relax the face, the jaw. And just ask yourself in this moment, without changing a thing, how you're doing. And that might be physically in the body, it might be emotionally, it might be energetically. Use each breath to gather yourself back to center. And take 2 more rounds of breath. And now taking their palms down beside you, palms face flat. Let's just bring those knees in towards the chest and extend the legs up to the sky and really slowly start to circle your ankles. So this is the time of the year where our joints can dry out a little bit. That's why they crack. Now lift your arms up and just circle the arms and start to maybe circle the knees, the elbows, almost like you're a little bug lying on their backs. Just notice how your joints feel today. So Cancer, the sign of Cancer governs the home. And there's a lovely quote that our home is the only body, that body is the only home we'll ever know. And now maybe just straighten the arms and the legs out. You might hold onto your feet now like a little happy baby, in the happy baby pose, holding onto your feet, knees are bent, just rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to rock up to a seat. So you might press yourself up there, you might rock and roll up there, come into a comfortable seated position. And we're going to do this little pattern today a lot in our practice. So we're going to go through with it now. As you inhale, raise your arms up to the sky and then kind of circle around forward as the backs of your wrists touch. As you inhale, open. As you exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, lean to your right. Sorry, come back up again. Exhale, lean to the right. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, curl your tummy in as you lean forward, backs of wrist touch. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we go to the left. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale to the right. So just one of those in your own time. Don't worry about getting it wrong or right. Just see how it feels like. You can come forward, stretching the back of the heart. Opening the heart space. Inhale, we rise. This time we're going to stay as we come to the left. As you reach to the left now, press your right hip in the ground and just reach from right waist to right fingers now as you take a really full deep breath. Now as you breathe out, soften that right hip down a little bit more. Take another breath in. And we rise up, both arms to the sky, and then we lean over to the right this time. This time from left waist to the fingers, we lengthen as we breathe into our left arm. Really space to the full limit, waiting for you to release. Space for that which we wish. Let's go all the way up. And take hands to the knees, and let's just circle. So moving forward, moving back, just like the moon orbits the earth. And you might add a little movement of the head, the shoulders. Just do what feels good in your body. Remember, this practice is about nurturing. And then just as you've got your rhythm going, let's change the direction of our circles. So good for loosening up the back. And just notice, you might notice bits of tension, bits of tightness. We're not trying to change a thing. We're just being in our body as opposed to the busy, busy mind. Let's make these circles smaller now. And gradually, you'll come to stillness. There's no rush. And as you come to stillness, let's just take our palms up now as we rest them on our knees. Just this gesture to being really open to what lies ahead. Take a deep breath in. Pause at the top and see if you can breathe in some more. And then open your mouth. What needs to be released? Just and wiggle the jaw the same way. And do that one more time. Breathing in. Pause. Breathe in some more. And then open the mouth. Let everything else go. So let's make our way now onto all fours. So coming on to hands and knees very close to the earth now as we spread our fingers very wide underneath the shoulders, knees under hip. And let's do some cat and cow. As you inhale, the spine lengthens. Look up to your third eye. As you exhale, pull your tummy in, look between the thighs. Moving with your breath in these two shapes. And remember, we're nurturing ourselves. There's no getting it wrong or getting it right. Just really be in the body. Next time your belly drops, pause there as the heart rises and just press into the heels of the hands to feel that little back bend there. Big, deep breath into the stomach. And now pause as you round and press the back of the heart open as you tuck the chin. Just breathe in there. Neutral spine now, belly pulls in, breathing in, right leg rises all the way back level with the hip. As you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg extends. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg extends. And now as it stays there, see if you can lift up your left arm with the thumb up. Take a deep breath in as you kick back. Let that left arm be forward to whatever it is you're reaching for. Good stuff. One more deep breath. Now let's take the left hand down as we turn to the side. So planting your right foot level with your left knee. Your left foot might come back or stay where it is. Breathe in as you lift up the right arm. As you exhale, take your right hand to your heart and then just kind of look towards the floor. Inhale, open, unravel the top arm. Exhale, hands to heart, look towards the ground. Final time, this time we stay with that right arm lifted. And as you reach with those right fingers, you might now choose to lift up your right leg. So again, make sure that is nourishing you. That's going to strengthen with the foot down, it's stretch. So a big deep breath, whatever feels good. And let's come all the way down. And as the right hand comes down, the right knee comes down. Notice if there's more space in the right lung now as you do cat and cow. So the yoga is about creating space. Space just to be with the thoughts, be with the body. There's no doing. Pause now as we take that left leg back. Breathing in, left leg comes back. Breathing out, left knee comes in. Breathing out, left leg comes back. Exhale, knee towards nose. This time as the left leg extends, let's lift that right arm up. So reach forward, kick back, gather your belly to center. And just breathe. So I'm going to spin round to face the camera. Take your right hand down now and drop your left knee so it's level. So just adjust that right shin if you need to. Breathing in, left arm lifts. Breathing out, hand to heart. Kind of almost tap the left elbow to the ground. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, reaching out. And just pause here now. Take a deep breath in. You might lift up that left leg. If you are, just kick into the heel, spread the toes. And come all the way back. And from there now, you can choose. Does nourishment today look like having a child's pose, sitting back onto your heels? Or is it coming into your first Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog? Remember, there's no good choice or bad. If you're in down dog, lift up your heels as high as you can, and then just only drop the left heel. Breathe into the left calf. Inhale, both heels lift. Breathing out, right heel drops. Breathing in. Lift up both heels now, and then ease the heels down towards the ground. So starting to move a bit more now. You can do this from all fours. As you breathe in, right leg rises. As you breathe out, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Spinning round again. Drop your left knee down for this first one, and then lift your arms towards the sky. As the arms lift, reach into your thumbs. And remember what we just did a moment ago. As you exhale, round the head. As you inhale, inhale, arms to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Breathing in, left arm rising. Right. Exhale, right. Breathing in, both arms lift. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, back to lift that. Inhale, open, come wide open. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Now just stay in that lunge with the arms lifted and take a huge breath in from the lower back to the upper shoulders. As you breathe out, maybe think a little deeper. You can try that a couple of breaths. You might come in and out of that, just pulsing. Keep it really peaceful. And now as we take the hands to the ground, we're going to bend into the right knee. That's the breath in. As we breathe out, we start to straighten the right leg. So this is where you might wish you had bricks or soup cans. So just use something if you need to make your arms longer. This time we are going to stay as that right leg lengthens. So pause there, bow over that right leg. Notice it might feel uncomfortable. Are you still present to that? Just notice. 2 more deep breaths. Just building resilience as we sit a little bit longer with uncomfortable sensations. So bending that knee again, take the hands either side of the foot as you come back onto all fours or child's pose or downward facing dog. First vinyasa here, if you wish to take one. Breathe in as you come forward to plank, lower to the earth. Drop the knees if you need to. Breathing in, rising up with the heart. Exhale, coming all the way back to downward facing dog. And just take a moment to feel your feet. Look between the toes. Breathe into your whole body. Breathing out. Inhale, left leg rises. Breathing out, left foot comes to the outside of the hand. Drop the right knee. Breathing in, arms lift up. So that familiar pattern as you exhale, back of wrist touch. Inhale to rise. Exhale, go to the right this time. Inhale, both arms rise. Exhale to the other side. We rise up. One more time on your own. All that matters is that we're matching movement with breath, not which way round it is, or if you forget. And then when you're done, gaze up and just pulse in and out a little bit of this low lunge. Just notice if you're nourishing yourself with the thoughts. So you're being kind. Pause, maybe linger, reach into your fingertips, take a deep breath in. And then bring the hands down as we come forward and back. So stretching into the hamstrings, keep it slow and grounded. And notice where the mind always goes to. And though we might not want to, sometimes looking after ourselves is doing things that don't feel great. So can we linger with that long leg? Bricks maybe are in use now, folding over that long leg. And just let the breath be smooth, because that means your nervous system is. And we rebend that left knee. We take the hands down once again. We might come through our vinyasa, coming forward to a plank pose. We might rest. Really listen to the body. Eventually, we come back to downward facing dog. We take 3 deep breaths as we fix our gaze between the toes. And then look towards your hands. You might be ready for a little hop. You might be feeling that full moon energy, or you might wish to walk forwards. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Breathing out to fold. With a soft bend in your knees, let's sweep those arms all the way out. Bring the hands to your heart center. So I've got some very baggy leggings on today. Press your fingers together and just close your eyes. So the full moon invites us to open our hearts. So we have the fullness of the moon, the fullness of our light. So just breathe into where your thumbs touch. So we're going to come through two rounds of Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A, with a little modification. So moving with your breath as you breathe in, sweep the arms towards the sky. As you breathe out, come to a forward fold. Go at your own pace with breath. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Step back right then left into your downward facing dog. You might stay in down dog or come through a flow. Breathing in forward. Breathing out to lower. Breathing in to rise. Breathing out, down facing dog. Take 1 breath only. Release. Inhale, left leg rises. This is where it's a little bit different. Step forward, look forward. Now lift up your right leg and just stay here in this, what we call grounded aeroplane. The right leg kicks back, look forward, take a deep breath in, and then drop your right foot down to meet your left foot. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, we fold. Soft bend in the knees. Breathe in as you come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go for the other side. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step back left, then right to downward facing dog. So you know the pattern now. You might stay here, you might rest, or come through a flow. And there's never a bad choice. Pause in your downward facing dog. Take 1 breath only. Breathe everything else away, all those thoughts. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot comes between the hands. Grounded aeroplane, lift up that left leg. Take a moment there to breathe. Make sure your left toes are facing downwards. Bring left foot to meet right. Breathing in halfway. Now can we bend our knees and come into chair pose? For this version, take your hands to your thighs. Press your thighs down and lift your heart up. Breathing in. So full moon is said to be a time of gratitude. Can you breathe into the heart? And there's a quote from Meister Eckhart, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, it's enough. Just call to mind maybe one thing that you're grateful for, one more breath. It might not be chair pose. And let's come all the way up to stand. And just take a moment there, 1 hand to heart, 1 hand to stomach. Stay in the body as you take a deep breath in. So we're going to come into our sequence today. We're going to do this 2 times. So stay with it. We might be a bit wobbly, but that's all part of it. So standing on your right leg now, lift up your left knee. This is called staff pose. Take a moment to find balance. Some days it's just not there. As you exhale, sort of step back, tap your toes down, and then come back into staff pose. I've found the wobbly floorboard here. And now super slowly come into the lunge. And as you land into your high lunge this time, sweep your arms up. 1 time only, pull your tummy in, back to the wrist touch. Again, this will make you wobble. Breathing in, we rise up. Lean to the left. Breathe into the right side. Inhale, arms left up. Lean to the right. Now this time, stay here, or maybe your right hand holds onto your left wrist. And as you gently pull that left wrist, breathe into the left side. Arms up towards the sky, that's the inhale. As you exhale, get your bricks again, or maybe you don't need them. And once, like we did on the ground, we're going to straighten the right leg, and then we're going to bend the right knee. So we did this earlier, but we had our back knee down. So move gently with breath. You can always drop your back knee again. And then next time that right leg is straight, can you stay there? Fold over that right leg. This is called modified pyramid. And just breathe. One more breath. And then release your bricks. Hands come either side of the right leg. Back to downward facing dog. Maybe you rest. Maybe you come through a flow. So we are going to add on to this sequence. And as you come back to downward facing dog, feel your hands, feel your feet. Take a deep breath in. And when you're empty of breath, you either hop or step towards the front of the mat, breathing in halfway, breathing out to fold. Chair pose again. Hands might press down. This time you might take your hands to prayer. Take a deep breath. And let's come to stand. Take a moment to gather yourself in this mountain pose. And let's do that on the other side. Breathing in, right foot rises. Right knee, sorry. Exhale, we're just tapping the toes back. And then we lift up again. Building up strength, mobility. And then we tap the toes down as we stay in the high lunge. Breathing in, arms rise. As we breathe out, round forward. Backs of wrist touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, we lean to the right. Inhale, we rise. We lean to the left. And we stay here with a hand dangling, or just maybe we hold on to the wrist. 2 breaths all the way down to the right waist. Breathing in, arms lift up. And then find the bricks or the floor as you straighten and bend. So again, this really is looking after our body when we do hamstring stretches, because they do trigger our stress reaction. Notice if you're gritting your teeth. Pause as you straighten the left leg and breathe in. And a quote that makes me smile: the good news is nothing lasts forever, and the bad news is nothing lasts forever. So take a breath. Just stay with the sensation. Rebend the left knee. So this time we are all going to end up in child's pose. Step back, but you might wish to do a vinyasa on the way. Some days we're just full of beans, other days we're not. And then bring those knees wide as you come to rest. So taking your forehead to the hands. This is the seat of what we call the vagus nerve, the brainstem. And when we're talking about self-care, which cancer is when we can manipulate our vagus nerve, we're really looking after ourselves. It's how we get into a relaxed nervous state. So press your forehead down now as you take a full, deep, conscious breath into the back body. And at the top of your breath, sigh away everything that's been and gone. Full moon invites us to let go. So do that 2 or 3 more times. What are you ready to release? And if your mind is a bit scattered today, as some days it is, maybe simply repeat, I am here, as you breathe out. To acknowledge you're scattered, but then come back home. And then very easily, we're going to come back up to down dog. So take your time. Know that you can always skip around. And that's the beauty of doing it at home. You can just shut me up and switch me off, which my kids wish they could do too. So pressing your thighs back, breathing in. Lift up your heels, look forward. Maybe there's a step. Maybe there's a hop. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Press into your feet this time as we rise those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. So adding on to what we've just done and making it a little bit more tricky, know that you can always stick with where you were. Breathing in, let's come down into chair pose. Take a moment there. From here, we're going to lift up that left knee. See if you can just hover the left heel. Now the left toes. So there is a wobble there. This is strengthening the hip. Slowly, we lift up into staff pose. This time we don't drop the toes. We're going to come into warrior 3. So can we extend that leg behind you? Take a moment to breathe and then come back into staff pose, lifting that knee. So this time we stay in warrior three. You can choose to take your fingers down if you wish. Hands to prayer, hands behind you. Maybe they go in front. Take 2 breaths. And these balances really look after us because we're strengthening our bones. Let's take those toes down as we come back into the high lunge. One time only, round, hands of wrists touch. Inhale, you rise. Lean to the right, take a breath. Inhale to rise, lean to the left. And come up. This time we're going to add a twist. So can you pull your tummy and open your arms wide as you turn to your right? And that can feel really tight. Spread your fingers. See if you can take a smooth breath. Now this right arm sweeps its way back into the high lunge. And this time we change directions as we take a warrior two. So warrior two, the front knee is bent. Inhale, straight leg, fingers touch overhead. Exhale, grounding the energy as you come back. 2 more times. And pause in warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Then lean forward, turn your right palm up and reverse your warrior, sliding that left hand on your left leg. Huge breath into the right side of your body. And 1 more. And now straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee and take your fingers to the ground as you're at the back of your mat. And just stretch into that inner seam of the right leg. Stay here, stay put, take a breath. Come to center now. Parallel your feet and come into a wide-legged forward fold. So your options are to have the arms in front of you with your ears kind of between the elbows. Maybe you want the hands in line with your feet. Maybe you feed them through. So just find the right place for you and breathe. Now let this breath be the deepest one you've taken so far today. Hands to hips, always stop halfway, breathe in, come all the way up to stand. And take a moment, stay present as you come up. Maybe you feel the trickling down of energy. And turn the right foot forward. So we're going to come into triangle pose now. The right foot forward, faces forward. Slide your right hand, and maybe initially just below your knee. And then take your left hand to your lower back. Lean back, breathe into that left hand. So this is a kind of a supportive triangle for the back. If you wish to work a little harder, you might lift your left arm towards the sky. Root down into your feet, especially little toes as you reach into those left fingers. And just take 3 deep breaths. Come all the way back to warrior two. Have a bend in the knee, take a breath. Then we come through our vinyasa. Remember, you can always rest in child's pose or come back to dog or just step to the front of the mat and we will meet you there. And wherever you are, remember yoga is connecting the body with the mind, and we do that through the breath. Yoga isn't getting your foot behind your ear, so just be present now as you breathe into this body. Lift up the heels, look forward, step or hop towards the front of the mat, breathing in halfway, breathing out to fold. Teeny bend in the knees, breathe in as you come to stand. Same thing, side two, coming into your chair pose. So maybe lean back into the heels a little bit, take a breath. Maybe you sink a little deeper as you breathe out. Lift up your right heel, hover the toes. Give gratitude for that strong left hip. Breathing in, right knee lifts. Breathing out, just a kiss to warrior three. Breathing in, right knee lifts. Breathing out, this time we hold warrior three. Toes are down, long spine. Wobbles are balancing, just breathe. Drop those toes down. Breathing in, arms lift up. Breathing out, round. Breathing in to rise. Lean to your left. Inhale to rise. Lean to the right. Inhale to rise. This time a twist. So we pull our tummy in, and you can have your hands in prayer or open them wide. Soften your left shoulder blade. Now can you find that breath again? Lift the left arm, turn to the opposite direction, warrior two. Find your feet. We're almost there. We've got one more very quick round to go then. Inhale, rise, straight arms, straight legs. Breathing out, ground the energy. Inhale, rise. Ground the energy. Final time. And just pause in warrior two. Feel the breath. Then reverse your warrior. Right hand comes first. All right, just breathe into your left. And just keep the breath so full. All the way back. This time, bend your right knee as we come to that inner thigh stretch, Skandasana. So we're moving towards the right foot. We might almost sit on the floor here. Just notice what is nourishing for your body. Just breathe. And breathe again. And then lift yourself up, twizzle the feet and come back into a forward fold. Prasarita, Padottanasana, wide-legged. This time, decide what's most nourishing for you. Is it stillness or is it to move as you bend alternate knees? So really check in what feels the most nourishing. And then just pause in the center. Let the back of the neck be long. Take a full deep breath. And as you breathe out, just let everything drop towards the earth, your thoughts, this moment. And let yourself be held. Slowly come up halfway, hold onto your hips. Breathing in, all the way up to stand. And stay present as you come out of the shape. What are you experiencing? So Trikonasana, triangle pose, left foot comes forward. Probably you hop the back foot in a little bit. And then just take your right hand to your lower back. So can you feel the breath beneath your hand now as you slowly slide your left hand down the leg? Press into both feet, especially little toes. Lift your right arm up maybe. And we breathe. The triangle pose. 3 full deep breaths. Inhale, rise back up to warrior two. Take a vinyasa, hands down, leg comes back. This is the last one, by the way, so if you've been pacing yourself, know that this is the last one. And in your downward facing dog, take a full breath in. Exhale. One more breath. Lift up your heels, look forward. When you're empty of breath, step or hop towards the front, breathing in, way. Exhale to fold, sweeping the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Close down the eyes, come back to the body, this home, this body. So just adding that on, just to really build warmth now and strength, we're just going to go much quicker through those basic shapes. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, chair pose. Breathing in, lift up your left knee, come all the way up to a staff pose. Breathing out, warrior three. Breathing in, left knee comes in again. Breathing out, warrior three, and just pause for an extra breath. Take 2 breaths as you kick back into that left heel. This time we're going to drop the foot and have the toes slightly turned out. So we're going to come into pyramid pose. We did this in the warm-up. So heel toe your foot out to the side, the right foot. Left toes are slightly turned out, and we have 2 straight legs here as we lengthen the spine forward. Gradually we fold. Again, you might use your bricks. softening over that right leg. Take 2 breaths. If you hyperextend, you might just slightly bend your right knee. Turning this now into Parivrtta Trikonasana, twisted triangle. Right hand to your lower back. Look to the side. So pause. You might prefer to keep the right hand on your lower back or lift it towards the sky. Observe the quality of your breath. One more breath. Keep pressing into your left heel. And then the right hand comes down. From there, just walk the fingertips forward. Lift up your left leg. Remember, grounded aeroplane. But this time, tap your left knee behind your right knee. Inhale, open. This is called Jiva squat. Left knee behind right knee. Final time, inhale, extend. Left foot comes to join the right. And breathing in halfway. Breathing out to fold. Breathing in. Let's rise again. Exhale, hands to prayer. Pause there at the top of your mat. So final time, just take a moment to check in with your body. Does it feel any different to you when you started? Hopefully it feels better. Let's come down into chair pose. Take a breath. Breathing in, right knee rises. Breathing out, extend right leg. Breathing in, right knee rises. Breathing out, extend right leg. And just stay there for an extra breath or two. Toes turned down. Step back into pyramid. So we drop the right heel, toes turn out. Make sure your hips are facing forward. So without clenching your teeth, breathe in, long spine. Breathing out, fold over that front leg. Just feel all the feels without judging them. Breathing in and breathing out. So when our hamstrings are tight, especially if you're a runner, or if you've taken up running for the new year, so important we do this as it can pull you back. Left hand to lower back, you might stay here or you might start to turn. So twisting towards that front leg, raising the left arm up. One more huge breath. And then the left leg comes, hand comes down, right leg lifts. Twice, we tap right knee behind left knee. Inhale, we extend. Right knee behind. And then we lengthen and extend and just pause there. Right foot comes to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And just stay now in this forward fold. Just slowly swaying your hips. Soft bend in the knees. And then bend your knees. They're going to come down to the ground. So you might need a brick as you come down, coming all the way to the earth. So we were here quite a while ago now. Notice what's changed for you. Just take a moment to come to rest. So having something to place under your back is a nice option if your back is twingy. But right now we're just going to stay here. So just pause, feeling that curve in the lower back. And as you breathe in, press your lower back into the ground and peel up from the pubic bone. As you breathe out, take the pubic bone away from your nose. So a pelvic tilt, we're just feeling into the lower back. And if our back is tender, this might be a nice place to stay. Or we might add some rolling bridges. So this time as you press into the feet, you slowly peel up your lower back, mid back and upper back. As you breathe out, vertebrae by vertebrae, you come back down again. And you might add the arms here as well. As you breathe in, you lift up the arms and the hips. So move with your breath. The breath is the bridge. The mind and the body. So we're just integrating. Maybe next time you stay up and your hands can be down by your hips, or you might light them over. Maybe a little bit of space inside. If you're here to have a breath under your mouth, take a little rest forward. Maybe a little deep breath. And then slowly arms up and over. Rest your hands on your belly. Remember, Cancer governs the belly. And then take your feet wide, feet together, knees wide. So Supta Baddha Konasana. Make sure your chin is tucked and just breathe. And if you can feel a sense of the belly rising, then that's a good sign you're breathing well. But notice it's much harder to be still than it is to move. So can you just anchor all awareness onto the breath? And bring those knees back in. Breathing in now, let's bring those knees in towards your chest and just gently rock from side to side. And then take your left hand foot to the ground, the knee is bent. As you breathe in, lift that right leg up. And as we began, just start to circle the ankle. Perhaps it's not cracking so much now. Maybe it is. Flex your right foot. We're going to come into a hip stretch. The right foot flexes, we take it below the left knee. And then with your right hand, press your right knee away. Just notice if this is a strong enough stretch. It might be all you need. Otherwise, you might lift up your left thigh. And as the thigh comes in, we keep pressing away with that right knee and breathe. So roll the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure there's no tension there. 2 more breaths. Keep your legs exactly as they are as you draw the left knee down. So this is a bit strange. Take your arms out to the side and then bring your right foot to the left. Keep pressing away with the right knee. Breathe in back to center. Keep the legs where they are. Right knee comes to the right, foot still resting on left thigh. Breathing into center. Exhale to the left. Breathing into center. Exhale to the right. And this time stay on that right side. Now, if you want a stronger stretch, what we call an IT band, just make sure your knee is in line, your left knee is in line with your nose. And that is going to be a stretch for that outer left hip. And you might decide to drop the right foot from where it is. Just go with what's comfortable. Take 3 deep breaths. And slowly come back up, undo the legs. Stay present, keep the knees bent. Does that right hip, thigh feel a little bit looser? Notice. And then as we breathe in, we lift the left leg up. We circle the left ankle. We flex the left foot. And stay here first. We don't always have to rush to the next thing. Press that left knee away from you. Maybe this is just right, that Goldilocks position. Or maybe you bring the thigh in towards you. And as the right thigh draws in, the left knee presses away. Return to that full spacious breath. Keep tucking your chin. When the neck is long, we're relaxed. Drop the right foot, hands to the side. Breathing out, left foot to the right, knee still up. Breathing in, knees to sky. Breathing out, left knee taps down to the left. One more time, breathing in, we lift. Breathing out, we go back. Breathing in, we lift, and we drop the knees to the left. And again, you get a little bit more if you start to wiggle your right foot back so the knee's in line with the nose. So you might feel this quite strongly, especially if you're quite athletic, around the right outer hip. And bring everything back to center. Once again, bring those knees towards your chest. And we're going to roll up the spine again. You might come gradually, you might press yourself up. Come to a seated position. So talk about nourishment earlier, a little bit of self-care. So we're just going to stimulate that vagus nerve again, because this is a big set of nerves that really helps us get into a relaxed state. And it begins in the brainstem. So taking your peace fingers, middle finger and index finger, take them to your third eye and just lightly press there. Then move the fingers out to the temples, corner of the eyebrows. You might do a little circle there. Really important if you do a lot of screens. And then bring the fingers down to the bridge of the nose. And slide the fingers down the nose or over the cheeks. This is where this nerve runs. As you get to the jaw, just circle back up to your ears. Come back down again. And then come all the way down the throat to the sternum. And let all your fingers rest on the sternum there. A lot of tissue here, breathing in. Breathing out. So our brain might be frazzled, but this is telling our nervous system we're okay. Let's do that one more time, taking your peace fingers to the forehead. Breathing in, fingers move to the corner of the eyes. Circle a little bit there. Bring the fingers all the way under the eyes like a pair of glasses. Bridge of the nose. Come all the way down the bridge of the nose. Get to the jaw and start to circle up towards the ears. Come back down again. Through the throat. And then spread your fingers. So you feel the sternum, the breastbone, and then kind of go underneath. There's a lot of tissue there, and just give it a little touch. Kind of press. We don't touch ourselves. We've kind of been taught not to, but it's so soothing. And then just pause for a moment with your hands on your heart. Maybe call to mind that one thing earlier that you're really grateful for. And a lot of research shows this can be good for our mental health. And some days it's that we have a clean water supply, just noticing. Some days we might struggle. And then just slide your left hand to the side now. We're just going to finish with a little stretch for the neck. Bring your right arm out to the side. Drop your left ear and kind of reach away into your right fingers. And then turn your palm up towards the sky. And you might keep going with that little finger, almost like a circle. And then come back again. Palm is flat. And you turn it the other way, so your thumb moves away from you. Notice how this affects your neck. So just do that a couple more times. And you might find a part of the neck that feels really tight, so I would suggest you stay there and breathe. Just really getting to know how to nurture yourself. And the next time that right palm is up, bring it all the way up and over your ear for another side stretch, reaching from right waist to right fingers. Take a deep breath. And as you lift up, we're going straight into a twist, breathing in, right arm rises, and it comes behind you as the left hand rests on the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, look over your right shoulder and just breathe all the way from the lower left back to the lower shoulder, left shoulder. And as you breathe out, drop everything, shoulders, hips. And then come forward, take a moment, hands to knees, just notice. And then lean back as you crisscross the shins the opposite way. Roll the shoulders back. This time we're going to lean to the right, right ear to right shoulder, right hand rests, left arm reaches away from you. Palm turns up, little finger circles around. Palm goes the other way, thumb goes round. So some of us barely think about the moon, but it's also nice to go and have a look. The origin of the word lunacy comes from luna. It can affect us in all sorts of ways. And in Victorian times, it was known as the lunar defense. So someone could commit a crime, but it would be claimed they couldn't help themselves. I'm not sure if that would work these days. If you fancy a spot of shoplifting to find out, let's lift up the left arm, come all the way over to the side. Breathe all the way down to the left side of the body. And our sleep can be affected around a full moon. We have a heightened sense of energy, or we feel more scattered. Inhale, lift up. Left hand behind, right hand comes across. Little bit of a twist, winging out whatever's left of this lunar cycle. Breathing in. Breathing out, soften shoulders, jaw, hip. Take one more huge breath in. Breathe out, release. Coming all the way back to center. And we'll finish with those circles again, just like the moon orbits the earth. So coming forward and coming back. Just notice how your lower back feels now. And again, changing direction. So the moon, just like the seasons, reminds us that everything moves in cycles and seasons. Nothing stays the same. And again, just super slowly spiral into stillness. And as you come to stillness, take a moment there, lengthening. Breathe into the whole body. And now get yourself really cozy as we come into the most important pose. You can, of course, stay up in a seated meditation. Otherwise, come down to the ground. And you might have woolly socks, blankets, cushions, whatever you need to feel nurtured, because that is the energy of this moon. So my gratitude to you at this time of gratitude that you've practiced with me. So let everything integrate now. All the movement that we've done, the shifting of energy, and let go of any control of the breath. And there's a quote I like. And just like the moon, we must go through phases of emptiness to feel whole again. So honoring where we are in our own personal cycles. Sometimes we're full of joy and exuberance. Other times we're not, but knowing that this too shall pass. Breathing in through the nostrils. And just soften all those places on the face that we just massaged. Cheeks, between the eyebrows, jaw, backs of the ears. And do a little swallow to free up the throat. And feel the energy rising into the belly, side ribs, collarbones. As you breathe out, relax the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, the wrists. And feel the weightiness in your lower back. Can you drop it a little more into the earth? Feel the thighs melt, backs of knees melt, calves melt. And now with the whole body resting on the earth, just visualize that you're bathing in the light of the moon, keeping you safe, lighting your way, so you can surrender control. And just stay here now, just for a few minutes until you hear my voice again, breathing into your whole body, as if your whole body breathes in. And know that you can stay longer if that is what true nurturing looks like. If, however, you carved out this 1 hour, then that's now time to very slowly think about moving before you do. Take a full deep breath in. Perhaps just sigh away any last little bit of stuck energy. Spreading fingers, spreading toes, easing yourself side to side. And gradually, we will make our way up to a comfortable seated position. So happy full moon, peeps. Let's finish with one breath in together as we open our arms outside, breathing in all that goodness to the center of the heart. Rise the arms up. Breathing out, ground it into our body. Take a moment to give thanks to yourself for showing up today, and my thanks to you. Namaste.